So in this video, I'm going to show you the wraparound method of how to create abstract art. Wraparound method is a very simple method. Illustrations by Pete. You just start with some color or shape in the middle, and slowly everything that else that you do attaches to that to make one solid shape. And you've seen me do this before, like in this piece right here. And it's easy, it's fun, it's not too complicated. Anybody can do this. And then you just add the ink in to give it the detail. Oh, what is that? Why, this is my old camera that I used to use. And the problem is this is sold, and then another lens is sold, and some other stuff again. I'm running out of stuff to sell to get something new, because although it was a good camera, it would lose me. It just in and out, pulsing. You know how many takes I had to do to get one video with this thing? 3, 4, 5 takes, and hope I have enough pieces to put together to make a whole video. It was very obnoxious. It just loses you like crazy, pulses everywhere. Good for anything else. If you're a manual shooter, great. It has excellent features. If you're a photographer, this is an amazing camera. My Nikon D5600, that was an amazing camera. I loved it. For photos, excellent. For a video, excellent. If you're just single autofocus, but not if you're doing this. And you see me, I move and I talk with my hands and I'm going all over the place, and it would just, there's no continuous autofocus with the Nikon. This, there might as well have not been continuous autofocus. It was terrible. But good camera, I did like it, but I had to sell it to get this one. This is the new OM Systems Olympus OM1 by OMDS. That's what this is. I'm going to call it the Olympus, or just the OM1, because that's what it says on it. That's it. That's good enough for me. Oh, this is an art channel. You want to get to the art. You're skipping this part. You don't care. That's okay. It's alright. Alright, we'll get into that. Okay, so I usually don't start with circles or squares or anything like that. I usually make a weird shape and then start using circles and things like that to connect those lines, and just make the shape itself just one thing. So some parts inside of it may go a little off, they may be a little bit strange and be misshapen, but then the end result, what I like to do is to try and make it just wrap around into itself so it becomes a single solid shape. I've been doing this for a while. It's very easy to do. It's nice to do. I enjoy doing this. It's just something to get, if you're just looking to do something to get your mind off of whatever and just doodle away, this is a great way to do it. I highly recommend that. And then you go back in later and you add your ink, and I went a little bit overboard. I decided to put ink all around the outside on this one. You'll see what this looks like at the end, but I just did a little bit more, and it's fine. It came out just the way I wanted. It's just the art itself, the wraparound part, is fine. Wow, with an explanation like that, I know you're ready to go, and there's nothing holding you back now. That was just such an inspiring talk about explaining how this whole process works. I just know that you're going to be able to do this and enjoy it. Or should I say, in spite of me not being able to explain this well, I hope you enjoy it, and I know that you can do this well. I don't know, I think I had a little bit more to say about the cameras than I do about this, and that's not good. That's not what this channel is about, and I do have an idea for a side project, maybe. I'll let you know if that's not already happening, but we'll discuss that at a later time. Now, I don't know about you, but I enjoy looking at sketches more than I do finished artwork, like in people's sketchbooks or whatever. I think it's because when people sketch, it's like an exercise of exploration. They don't really know exactly what lines they're going to put in, or where they're going to fall, or how the texture will develop, or how the composition will end up. It's just a sketch. So there's this element of uncertainty and experimentation, and that's exciting to me. And then through that process, they decide what works and what doesn't. I think that's why I've become so interested and intrigued with abstract art. For me, it's very much the same thing as just a sketch. I may have an idea of certain composition I want, something like that, but not always. I may even know a form or texture that I want to include in the art at some point. I know, okay, I like to put this kind of thing in there. At some point in the drawing or painting, I'm going to include this, but it's still uncertain, and I don't really know where their end result will be. So I think that's the most exciting part for me. Sometimes I end up with just a pile of trash that I got to throw away, or I should throw away. I usually don't throw things away, but it doesn't matter. But sometimes I am pleasantly surprised by the end result. And like this piece here, I knew what the way that I was going to create it, and I knew basically what shape I wanted to end up with. But all the stuff in the middle was just experimentation, and all the details I did with the line work is just, I didn't know I was going to do that. I just decided as I was going, hey, this area right here looks like an area that I want to develop. Maybe I'll do that and see where it leads me. And so as I went, I started to do that. I was especially happy with the beginning, how it started out and how it kind of developed, and then once it morphed to the right size, I just ended it in the shape that I was looking for. So I think it's just a fun thing to do, is to just not know where you're going to end up. And sometimes you just end up with something you say, I can't believe that I just did this because I like it so much. It's wonderful. If someone else made this, I would pay money for it. I like it that much. And it's just abstract, so it's just like a sketch. I don't even know what's happening. I'm just doing it. So let me know, what the hell kind of language was that? Let me know if you want to learn that as a second language. I'll give classes. They're cheap. So let me know down below. Do you like the abstract art? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Why do you like it? Why don't you like it? I used to hate abstract art. I really did. I just couldn't understand what was going on there. I thought it was just, people just splashing paint on a page and just calling it art. Not realizing that it takes so much effort to take something that is actually nothing and make it look interesting to someone else. Because it's not like, that's a pretty bird. That's a beautiful bird. And I love doing that kind of art too, but I understand why people may like that. And I can never grasp, why do people like abstract art? But I'll tell you this, in my home, there was this one piece of art that my wife bought. It was abstract, and I absolutely loved it from the time she bought it. It was my favorite. Used to walk in our front door in our other house, and it'd be right across from the door, and I used to see it every day. Used to walk in. It's a nice piece, and it's abstract. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't say anything. It's not trying to be anything. It's just some abstract, and it's interesting. So also let me know, do you like looking at people's sketches? Do you like to see how they develop their art? And a lot of artists do. A lot of artists they like to watch these type videos because they want to see how people develop their art. And I get that. That's the most interesting part of the whole thing for me. Not the finished piece, but how did you get there? And why did you develop that? Why? How come? Now, I think that's an important thing to just understand. Okay, they saw this, they wanted to develop it, and just watch the process. I love that part of art. So I'd love to hear your opinion on that, and what you like and what you don't like, and what you look for and what you don't look for. Which is a perfect opening to mention that, hey, I still want your art. Send me your art. I'd love to put it up on the channel, love to put it in a video, and we do that by putting it at the end. I'll announce it at the beginning that it will be later, and then at the end of the video, I'll show a picture of the art, I'll make a couple of comments about it, and we'll get the word out of where to find your art and help grow your audience and what you're doing as well, so we can grow together. That's a wonderful thing. And also, thank you for humoring me. I know none of you care about the cameras that I use and the nonsense that I go on about. You're here for the art. That's why most people show up here. They're looking just for some art information, and then I go into talking about cameras and neighbors and this one time when I was a kid, and I know that's not exactly what you're looking for usually. Some of you are weird enough that you humor me to the point where you actually become interested. It's almost like you were trying to be nice and you fooled yourself, and now you crave those stories and those weird things. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm weirder for telling them the stories or if you're weirder for wanting to hear them. That's okay. We're going to be weird together. That's all right. Don't worry about that. And speaking of being weird, just something else I want to mention. Have you ever seen those art videos where they're like, I don't know, 5 ways to fill your sketchbook, or 10 ways to fill your sketchbook, or whatever it is, or 3 ways, however many ways that they can come up with to have you fill your sketchbook. And then you listen to them and you're thinking, I know that part. That's not, I didn't need your help on that. I wasn't even asking that question. I'm not really looking about different ways to fill my sketchbook. It's not like on my to-do list, fill up this sketchbook and immediately put it on the shelf and never look at it again, or whatever you do with your art. I know they're trying to help you with exercises that help you become a better artist. Many times I just listen to them and I want to beat my head against the desk as I'm listening. They're just, you can draw your cat. Yeah, I know that. We know that we can do those things. We've probably already done that 100 times. It's not what we're asking you for. We're looking for, hey, give me some ideas. I'm a little stuck. I don't really know where to go from here. Not something that everyone thinks about and does all the time. Give me something new. Give me something that you think I should be able to do. And some of them are helpful. I'm not saying everybody's not helpful. Some of them are very helpful. But some of them are terrible. It's just bad advice. And I hate those videos. I'm probably going to do one. Yeah, I'm going to write that down right now. I'll probably do one of those. So, thumb up the video if once in a while when you take out your sketchbook and go to paint, you end up just drawing on your arm instead of the sketchbook, and then you have arm art that now you can take a picture of, but no one else will ever see it after that point, because you're just going to have to wash it off before you head out into the world. So you just wasted everybody's time, including your own. But some people like that. That's okay. However it is. Well, that's about it for me. I'm going to go, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.